that the Shekhinah is in Galus? I'm asking you. Don't be ashamed to say what your heart thinks. What do you think it means that the Shekhinah is in Galus? No one ever heard of this concept before? Shechinta begalusa? No one has any opinions on the fact that the Shekhinah is in Galus. It's all okay.
Shekhinah is inside us, and we are in Galut, so it's not home.
We're schlepping the Shekhinah into Galus. So it's our being in exile drags the Shekhinah down. Remember that story we learned of the Rishon Rebbe when he was thrown into jail?
Yeah.
Remember, and he was saying, "Gam ki elech begetz al mavis lo ira, kama ra ki atay madi." Remember this words? He said, they heard the Rishon say this. Even though I walk through the valley that's shadowed by death, I will not fear, but it's evil because you're with me. Rebbe, what kind of what is that? So you don't understand. I know that I'm a nefesh elikis. There's a chelek elokam in me. Part of the Ribbon Shalom is with me, and I'm schlepping him into jail with me. Gam ki elech begetz mavis lo ira. I'm not going to fear anything because I trust in you. But ra, I feel so bad ki atay madi because you're with me, and I'm schlepping you into this jail with me. Good luck next time you say Mizmor LeDavid Hashem Leilach. I see how you feel, right? So let's say what Jackie was saying. Let's go with that the Shechinta is in Galus because we're in Galus and we schlep the Shekhinah into us with us into Galus. V'zeu shekasuv. This is what it says in Yirmiyahu. Asvehu asur bezikim betoch kol Galus Yerushalayim lirmoz al Shekhinah Hakadosha. That the Shekhinah is in shackles. It's in shackles. In the midst of all the Galus in Yerushalayim, the Shekhinah is in shackles. So now look what he says. V'tachlis kol kavanoseinu b'tfiloseinu. The purpose of all our kavanas when we daven. Don't forget, he says, tzarich losum lev al Shekhinah shetivasha b'meheira. You have to pay attention that the Shekhinah should be redeemed as soon as possible. Umimela, and when that happens, gam anachnu nivasheh b'chol hatov. And when the Shekhinah is redeemed from exile, we'll also be redeemed and filled with goodness as well. You know, the tzaddikim say, when you daven to Hashem to take you out of your misery, the highest tefillah is not, Ribono Shel Olam, I could be so holy, and therefore you should redeem me for your sake, because I could do so many good things. He said, Ribono Shel Olam, have Rachmanis on you. Have Rachmanis on yourself. That's in Galus. That's the highest tefillah. The mancha for you, we say that. The mancha lekim chayim, for your sake. You're stuck in Galus. Part of Kiviyachol, so to speak, part of you is shackled up. So for your sake, and you know, we think, then we're off the hook because we sound so. Then God will see how holy I am. He'll do it for His name's sake. Do you know how much sur meira you need in order to be able to utter those words with a full heart? To say, do it for your name's sake. It's not like, I heard a good voice, I'll try. I don't know what I did all year long, but I'll come Yom Kippur through the back door. I'll say, you listen, really make it good for you. Because we know, I daven for my friend first, I'm answered. Kiviyachol, I daven for Hashem. Of course I'm going to be answered. Do you know how much you have to absolutely peel your heart away from all the things, all the illusions you're stuck in regarding to what's good and what's important? Peeling yourself away till you could say, do it for the Shekhinah that's in Galus. It's not this. I opened up, I learned a good niggun, and with that, I'm going to start asking a peel like that. It doesn't work like that. Al Kain, therefore, the Radomska says, Hatchalas kol tfilos hayom hakadosh va'adir. The beginning of all the prayers of this crazy, holy, deep day is kol nidre. And what do we say? Ve'esarana la esarei. What does that mean? We say it every year. Ve'esarana la esarei. What does that mean? What does it mean in literal Hebrew, first of all? That's an Aramaic, right? Ve'esarana la esare. What do you think that means? I'm sorry?
The Isara are not our Lo Isare, they're not.
Binding us.
Ours are not.
Oh, well, that's the deep, right.
That's
That's a good, you jumped ahead already. Let's see. No. You cannot be sorry for that. Save your sorry as Yom Kippur for things you should feel bad about, not that. Hainu shehashchina tachzar b'mehera l'mekoyma. Ve'esarana la esarei, the Shechina should stop being asur, meaning that it should stop being shackled up, tied up. Hainu shehashchina tachzar b'mehera l'mekoyma ve'lo yeh masach hamavdil al yedei avaneseinu, that our avonos, our sins, should not be a masach hamavdil, a splitting screen between us and you, a dividing screen. Ve'lo tehei od b'ma'asar imanu. The Shechina should stop being in Golus because of us. It's like what he's saying over here is, I'm starting with Kol Nidre ve'esarana la'asarei. Please, if all that's preventing you from revealing your goodness and sweetness to the whole world is a little bit of my kleinigkeit, of my own small-mindedness, my petty image of you, and my petty image of myself, please, I'm starting Yom Kippur saying, please let that not be the reason that's preventing a gidui, a revelation of goodness and sweetness. I couldn't live with myself. Can you imagine if it was revealed to you, going into Yom Kippur, that because of your own petty imagination, or because of your shallow concept of God, of the Torah, of halacha, of Israel, of Yerushalayim, because of your shallow concept of peace, that's preventing all the light to shower through everyone? What wouldn't you do to remove that? You do anything in the world. Please, those things, those images, the shallow concepts of God. So many people are trying to sound more and more deep this past year about the Torah and halacha. Such shallow pettiness out there in the open. Those things are creating such divisions. And they're not letting the light really shower forth on all of us. But if it was me, chas v'shalom, couldn't live with myself. So the Domska says, I start Yom Kippur saying, please let not, my shallow image of you, let that not be the case. Please knock that off. Ushvuasana, now we're getting Ishbitz here. Ushvuasana la shavuas. And the shvuas and the swearing are nullified. They're not shvuas anymore. And of course, we think that all the things we swore we would do, we're saying over here, please nullify my shvuas. Now, this could be a classic piece that justifies the concept of misnagdim. You'll see what I mean in a second. Ita Bagmara. It says in the Gemara in Tainus, look at this is a crazy thing. Nishba Kadosh Baruch Hu shelo yavo Yerushalayim shel mala ad shetibane Yerushalayim shel mata. The Gemara in Tainus says God made a shavua. God swears that what? He's not going to rebuild. He's not going to come and dwell in Yerushalayim shel mala. Meaning, what's Yerushalayim shel mala? When the Shechina is back in the Kodesh Kodashim, God swears, I'm not coming back there until what? Until you make what's right in front of you, Yerushalayim. Remember that time that Reb Nosson was sitting with Reb Nachman, and the Rebbe was speaking about Yerushalayim in all its glory, and then someone asked the Rebbe and said, "What are you talking about? What are you talking about? The Kodesh Kodashim?" He said, "No, Yerushalayim with all its buildings, with all its apartments, with all its marketplaces, like what we have in front of us right now, the ability to make it a real Yerushalayim Shel Mata." Vehine anaso. The Ramska says that's a crazy shvua. Vehine anachnu am kedosha. We are as holy people. Kshe'anu ro'im she'ba'avonisenu harabim nimshach kol kach zman rav. When we notice and be like, wait a second, a lot of time has passed. The Shechina Kedosha Imanu B'Galus, and the Shechina is still in Galus. Like, you ever have those days where you stop for a second, and you're not just saying Ani Ma'ami Lamuna Shnei, but you stop. Did you ever stop and be like, wow, a lot of time has passed, and the Shechina is still in Galus? That's pretty wild. That's pretty scary. That's pretty freaky.
And it's still in Galus, or that it's still with us in Galus?
You said that means the same thing.
It's in Gullus because we're in Gullus. Because as long as part of Yisrael is in Gullus, Shekhinah is not going to abandon us there. He's going to be our shield. He's going to be with us. He's got our back.
I know how. So it's the same thing.
But are we crying because Hashem is in Galus, or are we crying because we're in Galus?
We usually cry because we're in Galus, but we learn that the highest level is to cry that Hashem, Kivyachol, His Shekhinah is in Galus. So here he's saying, when was the last time you stopped and cried over the fact that the Shekhinah is still not restored? Like Reb Shlomo said, we were sent out into Galus thousands of years ago. But we managed, like we always done, we managed to make for ourselves little shuls, schools, shtetla. And we, so to speak, stopped feeling so homeless. God, so to speak, God's been homeless since that day that He sent us out into Galus. God never made another shtibel and said, I'll reside here. So here the Radomsker says, I'm coming to the end over here, and thank you for your patience, Chavra. When we see with all our avonos, nimshach kol kach zman rav, v'ashchina kedosha imanu b'galus, the Shechina is in Galus, anu mispalin, we're davening she'ashchina hakdosha meheira tashuv b'mkoma, that the Shechina should go back to its place. Emes ashre ayin rasas, as we say in the Yom Kippur. Praiseworthy, happy is the eye who saw all the things we described which took place on Kippur. Velo teheb masar od, and the Shechina shouldn't be jailed anymore. Now here he comes to the end. Ve'af shemach masav v'nesein rabim. And even though, because I still talk Lashon Hara, and I still have shallow concepts of Yiddishkeit, and I still don't really care about deepening my mind in halacha. I just start saying, everything is mutter nowadays, it's okay. Everything's just open, everything's just fine. But because of all my avonos, because of my, and again I go back to this word, shallow concept of you and of me and of everything, Od ein anu muchanim legula shlema. Based on that narrow way of understanding you, Hashem, we're not ready yet for the Geula Shlema. Al kol panim, nonetheless, lama tehe imanu begalus. That's not fair to the Shechina. Okay, we're not ready yet, but let's say, but it's not fair to you, Hashem. For mitzidenu, for us, how could I say I'm ready for the Mashiach to come? We already know, we're going to start cracking up when it actually happens. Because even then, when it happens, we're not going to believe that it actually happened. But if you ask Yidla today, are you ready? Magia lecha? Do you deserve it? Who could say yes? I could say my children deserve it. Absolutely. But me? I don't know. So the Radomsker is saying, it's true, because of me, we're not worthy yet, maybe, for the whole Geula Shlema. But why should you suffer, Hashem? Ve'af shenishba, even though God swore, af shenishba Hashem Yisbarach, even though He swore, shelo yavo Yerushalayim shel mala, ad sheibani Yerushalayim shel mata, even though God swore, I'm not residing back until you guys are really have your acts together. Anu matirim hashvuazu. We are nullifying Hashem's swearing. This is such chutzpah, this Torah. I never saw such a holy chutzpah Torah before in my life. Unless I'm completely not understanding it, but according to Pshat, this is what the Radomsker is saying. Anu matirin hashvuazu. Kol Nidre, I begin Kol Nidre night by saying, Ribbono Shel Olam, I'm nullifying your Shavua. That said that I'm not coming home until you guys really get it together down here. Ve'omrim u'shvuasan ala shavuos. And the Shavuos aren't Shavuos. Hainu, hashvua shehu avureinu kanal la Shavuos. U'shvuasan la Shavuos. Maybe now that's why we understand it's 3 times. Because the first time you don't really believe you could actually say that to Hashem. Second time you say it a bit more, but you still don't believe that you could actually talk like this. But what does it mean to nullify, so to speak, God's Shavua? What does that even mean? Obviously, it's all metaphorically speaking, but there's an avoda pnimis, even though this is very sweet, beautiful, and deep. There is an akuda of, okay, lemaisa, so what does that mean? Tachlis comes inside Yom Kippur. You're saying, I'm going to have a lot of things. I'm spending more time in shul this Yom Kippur than ever. And I'm also going to daven like the Kohen Gadol, don't scare us on Israel. Don't scare me. That's it. You make it a little bit hard. Make it a little bit rough. Make me wonder and search. It's scaring. Please don't scare me. So I want to say that you can only ask Hashem not to scare you if you're truly concerned with God. If you're truly concerned with what you said a few days ago, if that's something that really is important to you, to crown the king and put a crown on his head, that's very important for you, really important for you. If those words are actually very important for you, not just Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, all year long, then maybe you can also say, and Ribbono Shel Olam, u'shvuasan ala shavuos. Look, Hashem. You know, I say this b'tchilu rechimu as a grandson of someone who jumped off the train on the way to Auschwitz. I always wonder what the tzaddikim would have said, like the Tiferet Shlomo, Rabbi Nachman, the Alter Rebbe, the Ishbitzer, even Reb Tzadok, who passed away in 1901. I always wonder what they would say if they went through 1939, 1945. Would their Torahs be any different? U'shvuasan ala shavuos. Ribbono Shel Olam. After the 6 million, you think we could actually really build Yerushalayim Shel Mata on the level that you need in order to come and reside in Yerushalayim Shel Mala? So I came to a little humble conclusion that every word of those tzaddikim, the Baal Shem coming on the scene, 1734, 200 years prior to the rise of insanity, was Makdim Refuah Lamaka, was that they knew exactly what was going to come onto Am Yisrael. And therefore they said Torahs like this. And maybe it seemed like these Torahs are insane. Not that things were so gishmak in their times either. Pogroms was a very simple, normal thing that took place all the time. But to be able to say to Ribbono Shel Olam, I'm nullifying your Shavua, it's not chutzpah, like we said before. That's the deepest understanding of what it means to be a Ben Melech. Ein Melech, what's the lashon there? Matir Atzmo Mibeis, what's the Mibeis Asunim. It's we. This is our tafkid of our generation. Saying Ribbono Shel Olam, we don't understand a lot of things. Most things we don't understand. We don't understand how all the good is really sweet. We're supposed to believe it's good. We don't understand how you could actually expect us to have a personal, sweet relationship with you after our grandparents were put into ovens and after Holy Yidlach davening shacharis were axed in their back. We don't understand how we can still be in love with each other. Therefore, Ushvuasan Allah Shavuos. Therefore, we're not waiting any longer to create perfection in order for you to come inside and reside, because we don't know what that means anymore. Safek if we ever did know. But we're going to grab on to every ounce of depth and emes and your Torah. Grab onto it to dear life. And if I don't say I'm sorry to the Torah, I'm going to take the Torah out and bring it to me till I have an easier time to say I'm sorry. Because how much longer do we think that we could survive without Mashiach? And you do not have to be a Lubavitcher to say that comment. Tavshin Ayin Vav, Gematria Bias HaMashiach. That's crazy. It's wild. It's as wild as the Mashiach, the same Gematria as Nachash. All these wild things. It's wild out there. It is. It's crazy. But Be'ez Hashem Yisborach, it should be Achasima Tova Umesuka. You know, I just heard from Rav Weinberger that he said, Neder. By the way, this whole piece we just said right now, it's based on, in some Kehillas, there's a piece of Zohar that you say before Kol Nidre, where you really do explicitly nullify the Rebbeinu Shalom's Shavuos. So Neder comes like an Adar is Aleph Dar, the one and only one. He dwells amongst Am Yisrael, and we're most in Simcha. Neder is Nun Dar. Nun, the Chamishim Sharei Bina, the ultimate Chochmah in the world, is Dar, lives with us through Kol Nidre. All the gates of the Chamishim Sharei Bina. When you go through that, life has a completely new meaning. When you're able to have enough koyach to, like, you know, when else would you do a hataras nedarim for Hashem's shvuos? When else during the year would you do that? Purim. Yom Kippur. Maybe there's another connection. Yom Kippurim. Only when I'm drunk, then I do it subconsciously. Ribbono Shel Olam, I meichel you for everything. But on Yom Kippur, I'm doing it semi-consciously, saying, I don't understand anything, but I think I have to do this. Because I can't ignore the fact that it's hard for me to forgive you. Good Yantiv, everyone. Thank you so much for coming and joining us.
And we do wish everybody a I want to make a couple of quick announcements. Since Silver is giving it class tomorrow at 5:30 for women, so if you're free, please come at 10. Also, tomorrow's the last day of the yeshiva after Sukkot. We hope to see you for some Kadvei Teshuvah, to see you during Yom Kippur, the Rita and the Moshav, and I hope to attend. And we also have some new co-treasure for sale at 7 shekels.
Whoever wants to see us
And start and start some basic, especially for 30 shekels, which is the Shlomo teachings, which the governor's program and the Shabbat. And we have a few